Kenobi. I watched it early this morning. I got up at 4. I had to go to get my teeth cleaned and set up an appointment for a repair filling. So it was at 8 o'clock. I was not happy with that, but here we are. But I got to watch Kenobi for the first time around. First impression, it was everything we've been looking for in a Star Wars story. Sound writing. Deborah Chow is a great showrunner. They spent money on it. The acting, I mean, Ewan McGregor and Moses Ingram, hey GS, you know, Joel Edgerton, Jimmy Smits, everybody, I mean, brought their A game. And if you're somebody like somebody I know who is attacking Moses Ingram, and what I see on Twitter, some Fandom menacer calling her worse actress than Amber Heard, fuck off. Okay, first off, she did a good job. All right, do not. And this person has the IQ of a wad of Kleenex, used Kleenex. Okay, hi Kojak. So I don't have any respect for this person at all. You know, look, I'm gonna tell you guys something. There are people in our groups that you kind of wonder how they wake up in the morning and how they make it to the bathroom without falling over. Okay, it's just they mystify me with the lack of personality, the lack of intellectual debate skills. They rationalize stuff, and they don't want anybody else to like anything. All right. And they're giving ammunition to the people who hate us. Every time they open up their stupid mouths, okay? Every time. We don't have a leader among us that can watch a show and detach, what's wrong with Disney. We don't. Well, I mean, I can. I don't want to be a leader though. And, I'm pretty hated amongst the community because I don't care what they think. I honestly think that this Reva hate and the crap that I've seen people say is akin to the same thing we see in virtue signaling on the left. I can hate it more than you can. No, I can. All right. And concentrating, Moses Ingram gave a decent performance, so bite me. Okay? Anyway, so this could be a spoiler review, so if you haven't seen it, opens up with the past. We have a montage from Attack of the Clones, Phantom Menace, and Revenge of the Sith. Okay. And then we get to Anchorhead, where you see the Inquisitor's ship land. And Rupert Friend as the Grand Inquisitor. You've got, was it the fifth brother? And Reva come off, the third sister. She's the third sister. And they're looking for a Jedi who happens to actually be an Anchorhead, and it's not Obi-Wan. He is hiding in a bar, and he gets away. Okay, he gets away. But they're looking for him. Then we forward to where Obi-Wan is. Obi-Wan's like an outdoor meat processing plant. And when you look at what they're chopping, it looks like really nice bluefin tuna steaks, to be honest. And he takes a little bit, wraps it up, puts it in his shirt, and goes back to where he, Anchorhead, where he's got his Eopie. That's what the animal that he rides is called, an Eopie. E-O-P E-O-P-I, Eopie. Hey, Joe. And he gets back to his cave, which is above the Lars homestead, and discovers he's been robbed. And then this Jawa comes up with some things he had been given a task to find. And they have a conversation, and Jawa's basically giving him shit about because he stinks. It's like, dude, you stink. Really funny, good writing there. And what we see in the bag doesn't really look like it could be anything, but it's a toy. You see Luke, basically plunging around, playing, and, he's up on the back of the house pretending he's, flying a jet or a ship and having a high old time. And later that night, Obi-Wan drops the bag of, I think, all right, the Inquisitors, all right, so we're still, all right, I gotta watch it again. But Obi-Wan gets accosted by that young Jedi. Tells the young Jedi, get the fuck out of there. I'm not who you think I am. Go away. Then we go to Alderaan. And Queen Breha is thinking she's got Leia all dressed up. Pulls off the thing, and it's one of Leia's friends. Leia's off in the woods playing and climbing trees, and it's kind of a poignant moment. And it doesn't realize she's being spied on. So Breha finds her. Leia's taken to this party. She meets her. Hey, Misha. She meets her. She meets her cousins, and the one cousin is an asshole, like 14 years old. And oh yeah, she did. And Leia tells him off. Leia gets in trouble, but Bail talks to her about it. And you see the bond between father and daughter, which, if you didn't see that, if you didn't understand, that's been missing since Kennedy took Star Wars. There's no masculine presence in anybody in any of the film, right? Any of them. Not even really in Rogue One, except for Jen and her father. So that was really neat to see. That Leia is Daddy's girl, okay? And Bail loves her. Breha does too, but Breha's she wants everything done in a certain way. Okay. Now, fast forward. Get back to Tatooine. Obviously, the Inquisitors catch that young Jedi and kill him. Hang him up in Anchorhead. They show up again after Owen and Obi-Wan have their conflict about Luke. And Owen drops off the toys and said, stay out of our lives. And Obi-Wan says he has to be trained. After, Owen says, what you mean is he showing? And Joel Edgerton brings up how you trained his father. Now, there's a thing at the end in the second episode that I thought was mind-blowing because I did not see this coming. All right, I thought, my own headcanon, which I don't have a problem seeing it change on this level, that Obi-Wan was aware of something that he wasn't aware of. Anyway, the Inquisitors show up. Obi-Wan is still there. Threaten Owen. Owen stands tall. They leave. And then Obi-Wan, back to work, comes back, and here's what's going on. Because this is kind of a jumbled thing. There's so much. I'm going to tell you this. Reva is headstrong. She's not going to listen to the Grand Inquisitor. She wants to find Obi-Wan. There's a personal problem between them. Okay? There's a reason why she wants to find him. And I think when you looked at the very first part of the first episode, Order 66, there you go. Okay? And it was mind-blowing to see that, because now I'm firmly convinced that Reva's one of those kids. Okay? We'll have to see. So they're having trouble with her. And she's basically set back on her heels by the Grand Inquisitor and the fifth brother. Okay? So they're walking around. I think it's personal, GS. I mean, I know she does, but I think it's personal. And it's going to blow up in her face. So Bail basically gets Leia to apologize. And when he leaves her, she takes off for the woods again and gets herself kidnapped. Now, here's where people are going to, like morons, we'll call them, are going to start freaking and yelling and ranting and raving. Bail and Obi-Wan have been friends for a long time, decades. All right, they've been decades. Okay, and there's record of that in the archives. Reva discovered it. Reva thought, if we kidnap the daughter, Obi-Wan will come running. So Obi-Wan comes back to his cave, and there's a man standing there in a cloak, pulls it back, it's Senator Organa. Basically, Bail shames him to go looking for Leia. Obi-Wan goes out to the desert and starts digging and pulls up a box, his lightsaber, and Anakin's. He goes to a place called Dio, and this is where the shit hits the fan. Because the kidnappers are attached to Reva. No one else knows, not even the Grand Inquisitor, who is not happy when he finds out what she did. Okay. So they go on a hunt. Leia gets rescued and then thinks that Obi-Wan's really the kidnapper. And she's 10. She takes off on him. And he has to chase her. And that's how they get discovered. Okay. I mean, the Inquisitors know that they're there. And what Reva does is she gets every bounty hunter and lowlife and on Dio to find them. So Obi-Wan's got to fight bounty hunters, Dodge Inquisitors, and Imperial troops. So they finally run into a guy that they'd met before that I thought was a scoundrel and a jackass. He turns out to be somebody who knows somebody, real in true life. And he was running around Dio pretending he was a Jedi. Okay, now, Reva hot on their trail. The guy actually tries to give Obi-Wan time to get out, because he gave him a way out. And Obi-Wan and Leia are running to this place. It's basically a cargo platform. Yeah, he did. At first, when I first met him, I thought he was a jackass. Reva, I think, I don't know if she kills him or not, but she, so she takes off chasing him. They get to a certain point, and the Grand Inquisitor shows up. Now, Here's where everybody's got it wrong, I think. She tries to gut him. First off, the Grand Inquisitor is not human. Okay? So does he have one heart? Does he have 20? Does he have 5 stomachs? Does he have 17 aortas? I don't know. He's not human. Okay, so that Shiv with a lightsaber, you know, I'm not convinced he's dead at all. And this is going to come back to bite her in the ass. Okay? She's got something to prove, and she's got a hard-on for Obi-Wan for some reason, personal hard-on. She chases him to the cargo transport, and Leia shuts the door behind Obi-Wan and they take off. But she says something before all that happened. She told Obi-Wan, he's been looking for you. I'm paraphrasing. I'm not going to kill you. He wants you. You're going to live at least for a little while longer. And she said, Anakin is still alive. Now, Obi-Wan gets into the cargo transport, they take off. Leia's like, what's wrong? What's wrong? Obi-Wan is sitting there looking straight ahead, and he just says Anakin's name. And then in a split second, you're in a bacta tank, and you see this masked figure, yellow eyes, and that was it. I don't think she did kill him. I think that this is what I think is going to happen. She went rogue for some reason. And I think she's going to end up failing big time. And Vader is going to get all the news from the Grand Inquisitor at the end. And he's going to kill Reva, probably in front of Obi-Wan. So what I think is going to happen is Reva ends up going back to the light side and Vader kills her. That's what I think. In front of Obi-Wan. Now, does that make it the Reva show? No. It doesn't. I mean, when I hear people saying stupid shit like, Obi-Wan wasn't even in his show. Yeah, he was. You know, what's he supposed to be in every scene? You dipshit. It was amazing ending. And I was actually getting kind of scared. Because, you know, we've got, 4 more episodes. Okay, it's only 6. And I want to tell people something. I know there's a lot of people that have a lot of animosity towards Disney, with good reason. But you need to stop being a jackass and stop worrying about the political shit, because Disney has not said anything. I don't give a fuck if seeing Kathleen Kennedy triggers you. If that is real and you get triggered by her, you need to see a psychiatrist. Okay? She doesn't bother me anymore. I don't give a fuck. Okay? You know, this show had nothing about her. There was nothing woke in it. And do not tell me that having a black female villain is woke. In fact, it's the opposite of woke. It's the most unwokest woke thing I've ever seen in my life. Because black females right now are untouchables. There's a reason why the Skittles department let one of their people of color that to be the press secretary, because she's an untouchable. She's about 50 different woke points of untouchable. okay, which is bullshit. Human beings are human beings. I don't give a flying fuck what you do. But if you're a fuck up, I'm going to tell you. And I don't care about your little fifis, okay? Now, I understand taking Disney to task and Lucasfilm to task for some asshole at Lucasfilm telling Moses Ingram about us being uh, uh, racist. We're not. Okay? We're not. And I understand why some people got upset about it. It's time to ignore it. It's time to ignore it. Employ the carrot of the stick. Okay? All right? If it's good, here's a carrot. If it's bad, you get a stick. Or if you were a horse, I'd take you out to the lunge on the lunge line and run you in circles backwards and forwards for about a half hour. Okay? All right? The writing was good. I just saw someone posted a video saying it was trash. What the flying fuck do you want? I want someone who doesn't like it to come up with a rational, coherent, cogent reason that is not steeped in far-right politics. No, she wasn't. Far-right politics. Or your personal vendetta about whatever, that somehow it was personally offensive to you what happened in Star Wars. Okay, now, was I personally insulted? Yeah, I was. Am I going to sit there and let trilogies that'll never ever be revisited again be ruin my time? No. Am I going to let Latondra Newton and the rest of those reimagined cunts ruin Star Wars for me? No. Adults don't do that. Okay? They're already practically on the way out the door. Let me remind you that while Netflix is cutting out woke shit out there in public eye, and while while Warner Brothers is, Disney's doing it under the table. You guys haven't heard yet a Fandom menace or one of the easily offended channels talk about the fact that Love Victor is not getting another season. That's a big fucking deal. You know? And that was the wokest thing on Disney. All right. Now, did we hear LaToya Ravenel screaming about it? No. But there it is. Have we heard Disney freaking out about Roe versus Wade? No. No, they haven't. So what's your point? You people make me sick. You make me sick. Okay? This is my rant. We live in a shitty world right now. This last week has been very hard on everybody. Okay? Hard on everybody. You guys can't let us be happy. You guys can't let anybody be happy. You know, I'm looking at puppet people and others who are just miserable human beings. Miserable. And influencing the way everybody reacts. We got people out there saying, well, it's behind Stranger Things. I don't care. You know, it's unnecessary. Like Jess is just saying, hey, some other guy, this constant negativity is unnecessary. And it's not good for your channels. Now look, I've only got like what, 13 people watching? But I try, okay? Look, if they add a gay love affair for Obi-Wan, I'll get pissed. That's woke. But having a black female villain is not. Look, my advice, if you know a channel that, I mean, puts it out there that it's trash on the title, don't watch it. You know? And that's the thing, you know, they don't respect John and Dave for trying. Okay? They don't. And if uh Hidalgo got a credit, it's probably because he did add something to it. Hey, you know what? The guy that got fired was in the writing credits. Okay? It's just for the union. And trust me, the little fuckers in the writers union too. Okay? So if you see names on there that, you know what I'm saying? So, and that's why they're there. I mean, so, but it doesn't help, you know? Well, if you look at the way Favreau has Obi-Wan, the Empire's not all white. That's for damn sure. Okay. All right. It's not all white at all. Okay. I'm gonna tell you something. As much as I loved Rogue One, you're dealing with a bunch of British liberals, and there's nothing more fucking annoying than a guilty white Brit. Nothing. All right, and that's what we got going here. Okay. So, to the negative ninnies and to the black pills layoff, I don't care if you've been harmed. I wasn't talking about you, Jonathan. I don't care if your fifis were hurt. This isn't about you. Here's another thing. Where do men on the right, maybe you guys can kind of clue me into this. Where is it? Where is it? Where did the I'm a white man and I'm a victim start? That's them. That's them. That's the left, not us. So apparently, because of the shit that Ryan Johnson did and Jason Ward and the rest of the SJWs at Lucasfilm pulled, and Kennedy too, now we have a bunch of white male fans, so-called, who are victims. They can't like anything because they were victimized. And that's what it is. And it's like, oh, Jesus. Let me ask you a question. My dad, let me grab some. My father survived the Great Depression. You want to know what poor is? You know what poor is till he found out what the Great Depression was like. He also was a World War II veteran. This is him in England. Do you think he ever looked at himself as a victim? Do you? Do you? Do you know how fucking pathetic it is? Do you know how fucking disrespectful to your gender as a man it is? But we have fans that do that. We have people in our group that legitimately, when they saw Reva, immediately jumped on, they think white man bad. It's like, what the fuck does that have to do with anything? This is classical victim thinking. I'm like, you're killing us with this. Having a black female villain, because she's a villain. Okay, let me explain something. Reva's a villain. Vader's an antagonist. Palpatine's a villain. There's a difference. Okay, there is a difference. Okay. Having a woman of color does not a woke series make, nor does having some of the scenes with her and the other Inquisitors make it so Obi-Wan is not part of his own show. Okay? I don't know where you people learn how to watch movies and television shows. Today's episodes were like watching an entire movie. Okay? All right? I sat on my sofa with a cup of coffee and my PJs with my dog's head on my lap watching this till the end. And it is sad that we've come to a place where we literally cannot watch anything without someone. No, you can't. Yeah, you're right. They're two different things. All right. It is it's sad that we have to sit here and defend the fact that it was a good show. All right. We got people, crowing that it's getting beaten by Stranger Things. Who fucking cares about Stranger Things? It's like this thing. Give a shit about that show. I think, is Finn Wolfhard in it? I think he's literally the ugliest human being I've seen since Adam Driver, okay? And Adam Driver is pretty hideous to look at, okay? Yeah, I went there, because he is creepy looking. Adam Driver looks like a serial killer. Finn Wolfhard, when I first saw him in Ghostbusters Afterlife, I thought he was a girl. I was like, effeminate boys piss me off. Always have, always will. Okay? I cannot stand pretentiousness. Adam Driver's pretentious. I can't. Misha, I don't watch them. Well, there isn't. But look, the people that were mentioned are looking to score money. And when you have somebody saying shitty things about it, they're trying to score AdSense money. They're trying to get you riled up to send them super chats. And they're looking to virtue signal. They're looking to virtue signal. So, we don't do that because we don't care what they think. Okay? It's time for people to stop caring. And I'm going to tell you this. I wouldn't doubt that quite a few of them who say they didn't like it, liked it. Okay? Quite a few of them. Okay? And I'm going to say something else. If I was a black woman, I'd be offended by some of the shit I heard about Moses Ingram. You know? I would be. She did a fine job. I mean, the sequel trilogy sucks, and if you are this close to getting banned, what is the rules? No droids, no bounty hunters, no Reylos, no Rey Nobodies, no sequel trilogy fans. It's trash. And if you liked it, you aren't a Star Wars fan. If you liked seeing Han Solo butchered on a catwalk like a dog and then kicked over the side by his dog's anus looking son like a villain, fuck you. If you liked what they did to Luke, fuck you. Okay? All right. I am a Star Wars fan. That shit wasn't Star Wars. Neither was Solo. All right. Oh, God. Okay, sorry. See, I get triggered by that. I don't get triggered by Kathy Kennedy anymore. But I do get triggered by the sequel trilogy. Okay? I fucking hate it. Okay, thanks, Joe. Sorry. See, I get triggered. I see it. You know, like somebody on Cameron's Patreon was saying, I didn't like the reference to Kylo Ren. And the part where Reva does that to Haja, that's from the EU. That's from the EU. Okay? All right, but you'd have to know that. The EU's been mined quite a bit, even a little bit for the sequel trilogy. Too bad they just didn't mind the whole fucking thing and then we wouldn't be here bitching about it, would we? But, you know, in the end, Kenobi wasn't woke. It was good. Yeah. Well, it's, you know, you can't, yes, they did use it on Cad Bane. You know, but we have a problem. We really need someone like an Andrew Breitbart to kind of gather in the sheaves, if you know what I mean, and put together a user-friendly channel that is really honest. Yeah, and you're right, just some other guy, and he was a Duro, so who knows how that affected him. Okay, it was just really good, and I'm probably gonna watch it again. I really enjoyed it. Steven Crowder is not somebody I would think of to be like the Andrew Breitbart, the articulate guy that can go up and explain why this and why that, and someone who's intellectual enough that he makes, and it should be a guy, even the biggest left-wing assholes in the world shut up their mouths up to listen. Yeah, I know he's a follower of Breitbart. I wrote for Breitbart. I know he is. He's not the guy you want. I want, it's Breitbart. Want someone who might be a former Democrat, who's very intellectual, who loves alternative and punk and metal, who's not I would say not even a far right social conservative. Okay, all right. And the reason is this: I see way too many people, Walt Disney World Pro, get bogged down in their own politics. Okay, which makes them very difficult for them to watch anything without that um without that. Okay, it's already hard enough, but when you see everything through the elephant or donkey, left or right, you know, and when I say I don't want your politics in my entertainment, good writing, you know, you do good writing, your politics should never come through. Yeah, look, you should be able to watch the OT and see the the United States Revolution, the American Revolution, okay, or Vietnam, or some other thing, okay, or the Civil War, whatever. When you see the prequels, you should see the fall of Western Europe, okay, all right. But but with the sequel trilogy, you saw what they were doing. White man bad, dad sucks, Leia's a bad mother. Uh, you can make a family out of anything. And then we had, the Skittles Brigade led by Admiral Holdo, and Marxism being preached by Kelly Marie Tran, and the black man, John Boyega, turned into a janitor in a left wheel because all the awfuls and the Raylos wanted their fucking Raylo because they couldn't handle a mixed race relationship. But they're all so not racists. Okay? Now, our side doesn't have a problem with that. But we have a problem with the black woman playing a villain and a nemesis of Obi-Wan's. Wrap your minds around that. Right. So this show was great. The little girl who played Leia was amazing. Reva, Joel Edgerton did a great job. And that was, by the way, in the tank, that was Hayden. Okay, that wasn't another actor. That was Hayden Christensen. All right. And, when you think about Anakin Skywalker and what he's been through physically, that would be enough to make him go nuts. But with the mental anguish of feeling guilty about killing his wife, which he didn't do, okay? But Sidious using that to keep a firm leash on him and blaming Obi-Wan. We're going to have a lot of shit going down. But just remember, yep, I tell you, man, Obi-Wan's banter with her reminded me so much of, 10 years later when Leia's debating with Han. It's like, this is Vader coming into his own. But remember, it sucks, according to, all right, there has to be a comeuppance for these people. Yeah, they did. They really, really did. They did a great job, and I was really impressed with it. Um, yeah, Euler Greg is right about that. But look, um, I think I'm a pretty good judge of acting. And I've never seen Amber Heard in anything, but watching her on the stand yesterday, I think it was yesterday, or no, the day before, yeah, yesterday, was like, they want to see bad acting, that was bad acting. But I thought Moses Ingram, for the part she had, did a good job. I really, really did. Um, to the people who are bitching and moaning about that, look, Euler Greg, I think, knows who I'm talking about. It's virtue signaling. I didn't like it. She was blah, blah, blah. To get brownie points with your stupid friends. Because it's all about popularity. Guess what? How many popular people out there do you think actually really have any close friends? Not many. All right? Not many. Most lonely person in the whole world is the most popular girl in high school. Okay? The geeky girls like me, I had 3 or 4 good friends. All right? And I was pretty happy with that. I didn't need to fill my fucking house up. Okay? Like my sisters. It's a very weird need to be liked by everybody, as far as I'm concerned. You can't, here's the deal. I think John Favreau is learning a lesson. You can't make everybody happy. All right? And there's still a residual effect of bitching and moaning about the prequels, which I also think feeds this. All right? And Lucasfilm allowed this to go on. Kennedy allowed this to go on. Watching her yesterday and the fact that I don't know how many guys watched it. I didn't get to see her interviewed, but she didn't get very much applause. She got her ass kissed. But I'm also going to bring this up. How many here got to see Harrison Ford announce when Indy 5 was going to drop? Isn't it supposed to be her last movie? Where was she? My theory still stands. He took it away from her. Okay? And you're going to see ass kissing going on during the premieres and everything else. Oh, she probably did. And but I don't think they like each other. Okay? We're all led to believe that this was the only real reason why she wanted to run Lucasfilm is so she could do this movie. There's no evidence. Yeah, he did. He had a great tribute to John Williams. There's no evidence at all that she was on the set of Indy 5 from a year ago this time, because I think it started filming like early June, she wasn't on the set. The Simon Emanuel was, and her husband flew to London for the wrap. Where was Kennedy? There aren't any other pictures of her. I asked people, did you see her on set? No. Okay, let's go back further. Some of you guys don't know this. All right. A year ago last July, Doomcock dropped the rumors about Indy 5 being a complete fucking woke disaster. October, those rumors appeared in the Daily Mail, which, London newspapers are all rags. Okay, they're all tabloid rags, except for the Times of London. But when that happened, Indy 5 got shoved back a year from its release. It would have been released in July this year. Now it's being released on June 30th. she lost children of blood and bone. So far throughout um, the Star Wars celebration, the Acolyte has not been mentioned, not even a little bit. And if they were actually getting ready to start filming this October, they'd talk about it. Now, I'm going to say they could still talk about it. Don't be surprised if they don't. But all the new shows are being announced. The only new one that I didn't know that was coming out was Skeleton Crew. And of course, without seeing anything of it, it's getting shit on by the usual suspects. You know, I almost think if we had an EMP drop over Kansas and it shut down Twitter, it shut down Facebook, it shut down all that, and all we had to do was stream, and these people couldn't feed off each other or impress each other with, well, that's a rumor, but I don't believe it. I thought he was 92. He's 98. Holy shit. I didn't know that. Anyway, it'd be really, really nice to take these people away from each other for about a month. Okay? Then they'd watch this stuff without being influenced by anybody else and maybe come up with their own ideas. Okay? And go, oh, okay, oh, all right? Because I think that's it. I don't think that leak is true. I really don't. It just sounds like something that, you know, maybe somebody on our side would drop in just to hurt the show. All right, I gotta tell you something else. The leaks about the end, can I ask you a question? No, I don't think they're true. And they could not be true. They're not true. Okay? We don't know anything about this show. Nothing. And we've already got that shit coming out. Why? Virtue signaling. All right? No good can come of this. None. Sure, people have been called names. Sure, people have been attacked. Sure, the fan base is fractured because of it. Okay? But you are not a victim. You're only a victim if you choose to be. Okay? All right? And if you're out there trying to win brownie points from everybody else on YouTube by saying, I hate it more than you do, you're a piece of shit. All right? I can't do it. I mean, it was a good show. Hey, Cross Element. Yes and no. Yes and no. But I don't see where the leak that Jason Ward put out there. Remember, there are 3 different endings. Okay? 3 different endings. All right? We'll have to see. All right? Yeah, and I don't think the sequel trilogy, as we get further away from it, is going to be the end of it. Okay? I really, really don't. I really, really don't. We have a lot of good stuff to look forward to. Star Wars right now is in a much better spot. I think you should see the first 2 episodes skyrocket. It's in a much better spot than Star Trek is. Okay? It really, really is. So go have fun and watch it again. Okay? And if someone says they didn't like it and gives you an incoherent, stupid, based on nothing reason for not liking it, fuck them. All right? Just tell them, stop virtue signaling for your buddies. Again, the loneliest person in the world is the popular person. Because all those people who admire them and want to hang out with them, they don't like them. They're not friends. They're not. They have acquaintances. Okay? I mean, it's true. Think about it. Think about it when you say, I need to virtue signal this so I get attention from X, Y, and Z. Why? Why? Anyway, I gotta go. Um, I loved it. I'll probably go and watch it again. In fact, I'm going to right now. And maybe I'll have more to say. And ears to the ground. There's a lot more celebration to come. And I'll see you guys around the galaxy.